glory. If this is your presence, then let it rain.
Time with Rita Eluwade is a program where only the controversial, forbidden and not to be spoken about in our marriages, families, churches, schools and communities are dissected and deliberated upon. Every second and fourth Tuesdays of the month at 7:15 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. UK time. On PRZ 109.2 FM London. Rita Eluwade is a Christian, wife and a mother of two. She's an author, motivational speaker, a mentor, sexual health advisor and a strong advocate for the rehabilitation of victims of human trafficking. She has a master's degree in refugee studies and community development. She believes that sharing true knowledge in the things we do, and sharing the compassionate love of God is the way forward in our global world. So join her every second and fourth Tuesdays of the month at 7:15 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. UK time. On PRZ 109.2 FM London, where she re-educate and re-empower God's people.
Yeah, let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. Hello everyone, welcome back to this blessing, amazing radio program, Time with Rita Eluwade. How you all doing today? Hope you are doing okay. It's always a privilege and a honor to return to this God-given platform of ours, knowing that without God in our life, there is nothing we can do. So I would like you to join me in a short prayer if you can, please. Father, Lord, we thank you for the privilege to be called your children and to return back to this platform. I pray that you bless every listener today and bless even us that will be deliberating on life topics, life-changing things that would motivate others. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Yes. My name is Rita Eluwade. For everybody that listens to this program, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. I know we come to you in your living rooms. I know some of you are still traveling from your workplaces. I want to say thank you for listening to this program. And today is so special. I'm very excited because I've been able to get a very special guest into the studio with me. She's actually passing by. She said she has to come in. And this is a person of... Stephanie Okafo, the amazing, the intelligent, the humble Stephanie Okafo. She's with me today. Miss Okafo, can you just say hello to our listeners?
Hello, everyone.
Hey, there she is. I got her in. Yes, now we've managed to get into the studio with us today, and we've been talking before we came on air. We've been talking about a lot of things, and I think my listeners will be so interested to hear, what we've been talking about. So, I can't still get my head around it. The name is John Samuel. That's your business, right?
Yes,
it's so intriguing, fascinating. Can you just share with us how it all started and what it is, that you do? How did it start as a young lady?
Thank you very much. I'd like to first of all say it's a great privilege and honor to be here today. And I'd like to say a very big thank you to Rita Eluwade for having me here.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's so modest,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
First of all, I've had people ask me why John Samuel, because obviously my name is Stephanie. John Samuel was actually picked from both of our boys' names.
Oh,
I've got
wow.
2 boys, and that's actually their baptismal name.
Wow.
That's how we got John Samuel. John Samuel was born 4 years ago. That was 2014. But before then, I had started up working with various companies. I'm sure you'd all agree there's always a little beginning for. There's always a beginning for everyone, and I'm eternally grateful for the opportunity that I have today, and also for the help and encouragement I've had with my husband. And that is how John Samuel started 4 years ago. But before then, I had been working various roles with different companies. I've got financial and property background. So I started more as a volunteer where I started in an estate agency.
Yeah.
Then from there, I went into paid roles. I went to supervisory roles. And later on, I had my own office in my house. And I had to go and visit my clients. And after I haven't done that for 8 years, I'm sure you'd imagine that I had my own challenges as well, but haven't done that for 8 years. Then we decided to, with the help of my husband, we decided to start up John Samuel Estate, and that's how John Samuel Estate began 2014.
Wow. Wow, thank you so much for sharing. Okay, one of the things I do, apart from researching my guests, I snoop a lot. Yeah, I know that you're not one of those kids that have very wealthy parents that came here and bought lands and property.
Oh, no, absolutely not. No. As you imagine, when we came, I came with myself, my 3 of my younger siblings, and my mom. But my dad, a pastor, stayed back home to manage the church affairs. And so we came many years ago, and when we came here, I'm sure you remember, it was a very difficult time for us, because we had to get ourselves sorted, we had to go to school, and we had to work at the same time. So sometimes when I look back at how we started, where we were then and where I am today, I'm just eternally grateful. It hasn't been easy because I didn't have access to student loan like all the other kids had or still have now. I had to work 60 hours.
No way.
Yes, I had to do
Really?
we had to hustle. Sometimes it got to us, but I thank God for the amazing parents we have. And my mom kept on encouraging us, and my dad always called us, pray with us, and told us that our tomorrow was going to be better.
Wow.
So we had to stay together, also go to school, and at the same time go to work. And here I am today. And so many times it's always good to go through things, because sometimes it helps you to see another perspective of how things should be, or how things are for you.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for sharing. If you're just joining us, this is Time with Rita Eluwade, and we have the fabulous Stephanie Okafo in the house. She's just sharing. She's the CEO, the MD of John Samuel Estate, right? Yeah.
Yes,
and it's right there on the High Street. High Street, yes.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah. There are so many things, that are kind of, baffling, like wow, because when you wear, today you're wearing a suit that is your uniform. Guys, let me tell you what, this lady has a uniform with her logo on it. She said, no, I need to, she wears it proudly. And she says because she values her little beginnings and where she is right now. So, when we see this, a lot of people listen to this program. What would you advise, young people today? How would you advise them? What would you tell them? Because sometimes, they call them the millennials or the snowflakes generation. I don't want to accept that, but they are not careful. They don't care about tomorrow. How would you advise them?
I think for me, I would like to use myself as an example. And I think it's always best to use yourself as an example in order to be able to encourage or motivate the younger generation. I think it all has to start from within. You have to believe in yourself, because regardless of the qualification that you might have, or whatever you might possess, without believing in yourself, you won't be able to achieve. And I think for myself, I'm certain for myself, that's what has worked for me. And I believe that as young people, our priorities, you need to prioritize your time, prioritize your needs. I think that's where it all starts. Because when I came, like I said, when we came, I was still a teenager then, but I was more focused into going to school, getting educated, and also going on night shift. I had some of my friends in uni, because I remember there was a girl that actually stopped speaking to me in uni because she just thought I just wanted to zoom off from uni and just go home, not mingling with them. But the reason why I had to do that was because I had to go and prepare for work. So for the younger generation, I would really say it's focus. You have to really know what you want to do, and I think it starts from within. Once you set your goal, this is what I want to do, then you would be able to. But it all has to start from within before you can acquire the outward.
Wow. Right. This is deep today. This is really deep, Before we came on air, you said something about, some of the things you've been able to do is because you have a supportive husband. That
yes.
is very motivating, inspiring, and pushing as well, but all in love. It's always there. So,
Yes, we thank God because I'm always very grateful for everything in my life, especially my husband as well, because I'm sure there's sometimes you do have a dream.
Oh, yeah.
And when you share it with either your spouse or someone else, they actually kill the
Oh,
dream.
yes.
And you get demotivated from there. But with my husband, he's an amazing gentleman. No matter what my dream is, when I share with him, all he says is, how do we start, or how do we go about it?
Wow.
And I also remember last 2 years when we went for our 11 years anniversary in Barcelona. That's when I was about to publish my book. Rather than sightseeing Barcelona, we stayed in the hotel, and what we had to do was just to finish up. I was dictating and he was writing.
Wow.
So I'm blessed with an amazing husband, which has been a great support.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you have a dream and you don't have the right people backing you up,
support
then
you,
that's a big problem.
Wow. And we know now, because you've already told us the secret or the history behind John Samuel, that you have two amazing boys. You're an amazing mom. You dote on them a lot. But I think, that's very good, because we ought to be looking for the balance.
Yes. And I do, because sometimes people, and I think one of the problems people have in going into business because they're not sure if that's going to affect their family life, it's going to affect their kids. But with me, with the grace of God, I've been able to balance everything. I'm still a wife, I'm still a mom, I'm still a daughter, because my mom is here. I'm still a sister, so I'm still a friend, and I thank God for His grace that I've been able to balance it all.
And it's actually the grace of God,
Oh yes,
to wear different hats,
exactly,
for different people.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. I also wanted to share more on that volunteering aspect, because you said something about, I read something you wrote in a conference that, when you were a young girl, when you started up, you volunteered a lot. Even now, you said in our discussion earlier, you said something about it's still your passion. You still do a lot of that, you still volunteer. So can you tell us more about that?
In regards to volunteering, I'm always very grateful for the amazing parents, because sometimes all those things, it all starts from your roots. You become you're a product of your parents, and as I earlier said, my dad is a pastor, and my mom pastor's
so
wife.
You're pastor's daughter then.
So from when we were born, we've been taught thinking about other people, saving other people, because that's what leadership is all about. And even when we grew up with having uncles, aunties living with us, and that's what we've been taught since when we were born. And also I kind of brought that from Nigeria into here. And when I wanted to go into properties, the estate agent I approached at the beginning, I started up as a volunteering role before going into paid role, and that has followed me. Even in my church, I volunteer everywhere, because I think it's not just about what we can gain.
Absolutely.
It's about what we can also give. And which is on something else I thought when we wanted to start up on the high streets, as John Samuel states, we actually got in touch with the volunteer. There's a volunteer borough called Dagenham Volunteer Borough.
Wow.
And I spoke to one of the gentlemen that I wanted to do something. And there was an opportunity to sponsor the soup for the homeless, which I believe also resonates with what I'm doing, housing. So what we do every month is we sponsor the project, and we have someone that prepares the meal, and we feed the homeless. And we've been doing that for many years
Amazing.
now. And even aside from that, even in the community, when we have other events happening, I'm always volunteering my time, and also I'm also a trustee of one of the charities. It's called Penno Charity. It's about the elderly, and like I said, it's something that's been born in me to always think about
Other people,
which I think is paramount. It's not always about what we can get, but what we can also give as well.
Yeah, I think we cannot overemphasize that. It's very important now in this world that we live. It shouldn't just be about us and our families. We should be looking at to people you can support, you can bless, so that we can see the compassionate nature, love of Christ. Sometimes we don't think it's important for us to give.
Oh, it is, because you'll be amazed at the lives you're touching, even if you don't know yourself, but I'm sure the person you've been a blessing to appreciates what you've done, which is one of the reasons why, apart from my how far my achievement, how far I've gone, I'm also launching a program. It's called
I was gonna go there. I missed the first one you did was it at Marriott where you were talking about
that's the workshop,
right?
Yes.
So there is something coming up. Please, I know time is always a problem on this platform. Could you just talk to us about what is coming on
on the 28th of November?
Yes.
What it is aside from the SOUP project, being a trustee of the Penno Charity, I thought to myself I had to also share my knowledge with in the community. So I thought about initiating a project. It's the first of its kind. It's titled Property Surgery.
Wow.
And what the program is about, the last Wednesdays of every month between 6 and 8, I would stay late in the office so that I can have landlords and tenants, because most times why there's a confusion in the private rental sector is because people lack knowledge, and without knowledge you lack understanding.
That's right.
And like we all know, understanding is what makes us outstanding, and that is one of the reasons why, and also to also give back to the community, and that is why I'll be holding the program, the surgery every month, last Wednesdays between 6 and 8, and everyone could call in, and we'll be able to help them with any private rental sector matters at
Mrs. Okafo, is it just for people in your borough, or can we come?
No, it's open to anyone,
guys,
outside our borough as well.
Okay. Where are you? Are you in London? Are you in Birmingham? Wherever you are, make sure you come to this property surgery that Mrs. Okafo will be starting on the 20th.
We'll be launching it on the 20th of November. We have amazing speakers coming to launch the program as well. We have the mayor for Barking and Dagenham. We have the cabinet member for enforcement, and we have
a lot of people coming.
A lot of people dignitaries coming.
Wow.
Yes.
I took some pictures with your book and I opened it. I read a little bit. Fantastic book, why landlords and tenants fall out of love. Were they ever in love, Mrs. Okafo? Tell us. Tell us a little bit about your book.
The reason why I'm laughing again is because the title, isn't it?
Yes.
And everyone just wonders how I got to the title. But I like I said earlier, when you lack knowledge, you lack understanding, which is so like I said, when I started up with John Samuel Estates, I'm sure with private rental sector, there's always one issue or the other. Either the landlord is unhappy or the tenant is unhappy. Then I thought to myself, aside from offering my services, advice, why not just write a book whereby I can educate as well? It's all part of learning. Educate landlords and tenants, because I'm sure we know, just like in a marriage, we all have expectations, and in order for the expectations to be met, both parties need to have an understanding of what they are getting into.
Yeah.
And the reason why there's always a fallout in the private sector is because the tenants are not aware of their rights, the landlords are not aware of their rights, and we, the property consultants or the estate agents, sometimes we do contribute to the problem because we match the wrong tenants with the wrong landlords.
Wow.
So in my book, I have covered a lot of real life stories that I have witnessed myself. My husband has shared his own journey as a tenant. I shared my journey when I was a tenant before I became a landlord and a property professional. And in the book, you'll be able to understand your rights as a landlord, rights as a tenant, how to get back your property, because sometimes people get it wrong, and that's why you have a tenant living in your property and you're not receiving any rent because the landlord hasn't gotten it right. And also tenancy agreements, that is very important. All the agreements within the tenancy needs to be documented. And when you read the book, it's just going to tell you a lot about most of the fundamental things that you need to know, because most times we read books about how to invest, what to do, what to buy, but we never really get books or understanding of what happens afterwards, which is important. So that's the purpose, in order to cement the relationship.
Okay, so if we're going to get this book, Mr. Okafo, where would we get this book? Is it on Amazon?
Yes,
or?
it's available on Amazon, and you can also get a copy from the office as well.
From the office. Yes. Okay, and that is John
Samuel Estates, number 11, Royal Parade, Church Street, Dagenham, RM10 9XB.
Fantastic. So if anybody wants this, they don't get it online, they can just come into your office. Yeah. And if they want to come to the surgery, would they be booking a special?
Oh yes, in order to be able to organize the time and everything, because we have just 2 hours, so it would be best to have phone call time booked, and so
appointments and everything.
Appointments, it would be best to do that. Call the office, and so that we can have everyone booked beforehand, and so that we can have it organized.
And that would help you manage time as well, who you're seeing and what you're doing. Okay, I'm just so happy because normally we talk about controversial issues, but then I said it's also very good for us to educate in this platform, to motivate and to inspire. One of the things that I've actually learned today is that, apart from the smart suit, you had a very rough start. So whoever is there right now digging in,
actually learn that
it's not over. They can get to the other part of the tunnel and see the light, that the way God has blessed you. That is possible for a young lady, a young child, wherever they are listening today, to know that it's possible to get to the other side.
Yes.
Amazing.
And like I said earlier, that it all has to start from within as well. If you believe in yourself, the rest is not as difficult. So for me, I'm grateful for the challenges, because that has helped me. Even I'm sure we all know I'm in a male-dominated industry, and to myself, what I thought to myself when I wanted to settle back 4 years ago was, how do I want to come out? Do I want to come out as a regular estate agent, or what do I intend doing? And those are the thoughts that came to my mind and came to I'm one of the few Nigerians that's written a property book in the UK, and also I'm also a member of the ALA Property Mark. That's the regulatory board for the property industry. And the reason why I am a member of that is also because we are kind of regulated by the industry, by the regulatory board. So we need to conduct our business in a certain way. So we give our clients the best service possible. Okay. So those are things that has helped me to compete with the bigger names, with the big boys in the industry. My membership, my experience, I've got almost all the qualifications you can think of in property and finance as well. So those are things that has helped me gaining more education. I've been on trainings as well, because the way it works is, yes, you started up a business. It doesn't stop there. There are a lot of challenges.
Absolutely.
And part of the challenges is to enhance your knowledge. You have to gain more education. You have to spend more. You have to deal with clients. And it's a whole, but I always go back to, it also has to start from believing in yourself. And things will come, challenges will come. But and like I there was I think a couple of weeks ago, I had a conversation with a younger lady, and I think she was going on about different topics, and I said, you know what, I believe you fight with your brains, you fight with your achievements. Those are things that will speak for you, and which I believe that has helped me focus as well. But for a younger lady, how they're thinking, how are you going to do? Once you believe, you would be able to do. But that, I haven't said that there will be challenges, but just keep your head high, knowing fully well that one day you will look back and you will be grateful that you've gone through all the challenges, just as I've done myself.
Wow. If you're just joining us, this is Time with Rita Eluwade. I have the amazing Stephanie Okafo in the house, in the studio with me. Before we round up tonight, I don't know where you were listening to this program from. If you were listening in Denmark, Norway, Canada, America, wherever, I know it's not going to be night. It could be day, it could be morning, afternoon. But I just want you to know that, what Stephanie is sharing with us today is very important. That it doesn't really matter where you are at right now.
Exactly.
Be thinking about the future. Keep on digging in, and things will change and things will look better. So don't give up, right? Don't give up. So we talked about, instead of this, we have young girls, young people graduating early, making a lot of money than even than their parents, the kind of money they make, high, so much money than their parents ever made. And instead of investing, especially for ladies, they buy Louis Vuittons, designers. We are talking about that. What would you say to these young ladies? What would you say? How would you advise them?
I believe there's always time for everything, and there's nothing wrong. Don't get me wrong, or don't get Rita wrong about designers. There's nothing wrong in having designers, but
we like designers.
Exactly. You just need to prioritize what is more important. And one of the beautiful things I liked about the last workshop I held a couple of months ago, I had so many young people come on the workshop, and they learned a lot.
Yes.
And that's one of the reasons why I run the workshops, the seminars, in order to help them with the education they need in regards to, and the good thing about the United Kingdom, there's a lot of schemes out there, a lot of opportunity for the young. That there's a lot of schemes out there that's been created in order to help first-time buyers. Either you want to buy to live in or you want to buy to let. But I would say that you should seek the right knowledge. Get information, speak to property consultant like myself or whoever you know. Just speak to anyone about it, but don't assume, I don't have enough money, I'm not sure I can get. No, don't assume. The most important is to seek the right information, and I believe that will help anyone.
Clarity,
workshops, seminars, training programs, there are a lot of programs out there. Do your research before going on any of the workshops or the seminars, and I believe they would provide the right knowledge for everyone wishing to go on the property ladder.
Wow.
And I'm always available for questions. If you wanted to give me a call or ahead of time, I'll be happy to do that. But like I said, there's always time for everything. We are not there's nothing wrong as having designers. We all love designers, but we just need to prioritize our needs at the moment. And
one last question. We also talked about women that are saying they can't buy because traditionally the man has to buy. We talked about it a little bit. We talked about that a little bit. What do you say to such people?
There's no such thing as a woman can buy. And one thing I get frustrated with women is that they take a back seat. They look at themselves as the weaker sex, and unfortunately we are not. We are not the weaker sex, because without the neck, the head doesn't function. And if you're not there to help you, because sometimes you never know tomorrow. What if something happens to your husband and you haven't been involved one way or the other? So you should, I think people should stop believing they're the weaker sex. They can know you can go on and the good thing about all the schemes out there, it's not restricted to any gender. Anyone can get a property. Anyone can be like, I'm a property professional in the industry. You can be a property professional. You can be an investor yourself. You can be acquire properties. It's and even the last president for Hala Property Mark is a woman, Sally Lawson. So things are beginning to change.
I read that.
Yeah, beginning to involve. There are a lot of women coming out. They're like the last award. I was a finalist last week, the lady that won the actual award for the Businesswoman of the Year, she's actually she actually rides a motorbike, and she actually had she started an academy for women.
Wow.
Thinking they can actually ride a bike. It is also to motivate them that you can do whatever you want to do. So the world has changed, and I would implore women to stop thinking, oh, I can't buy a house, my husband has. No, you're there to help your husband. You should get involved as well. There's room for everybody, and there's opportunity for everyone to come on the property ladder.
Wow. Have you been motivated today? My listeners, how are you feeling? Are you inspired? I feel like jumping right now. Oh, it's been such an amazing time here with Rita Eluwade. Sometimes, people would look at you and would think you're not approachable because you don't like seriousness, you're in the business, you're that. So how would you talk to them, like you've been doing, that they should come and, just come into your office? Or because sometimes people would just look at somebody and like, oh, she's all made up, she's a top professional, you can't go there. So what will you tell those kind of people today?
What I'll tell
the
everyone,
community,
there's no such thing as anyone is made up. I believe everyone. For me personally, I've had to struggle to where I am today, and I share my story anywhere with anybody, and I want people also to become achievers as well. I'm always available for a chat anytime anyone has questions, anything at all. I'm always open for questions, answers. As I said earlier, my office address, people can give me a call, send me an email. I'm accessible to it because I want to pass on the same, especially when I see young women. I really want them to become something, believing in themselves. And so I'm hoping to anyone.
Thank you so much.
No
Ladies and gentlemen out there, we've been listening to Time with Rita Eluwade, and our guest today is the person of Stephanie Okafo. She said, you can, we can. So I'm hoping that today you've been motivated, you've been inspired, and above all, you've been educated. There is nothing that is stopping us now in our communities. If you're a woman, if you're a man, if you're a young person, just knowing that the person of Stephanie Okafo is in the community and she's a property consultant in our community should, give you a step higher when you step up. When you step up, you want to walk, somebody is there that knows it, that is a professional. So please, go to Stephanie Okafo if you want those advice in your property, in your buy-to-let, in whatever you're doing. And if you're a woman, please see Stephanie Okafo as a sister, as a person, as a woman that's done it, that is in the industry, that is in the business. For you and myself, you don't need to now feel intimidated. No, somebody's gone there. She's gone ahead. She's done all the job. So, as I leave you today, I want to leave you with what Barack said and the wife. Yes, we can. And Stephanie has also said it today. Yes, we can. This is Time with Rita Eluwade. Have a productive night, evening, morning, wherever you are, afternoon. Just have a productive day. Bye.
If this is your presence, then let it rain.
Time with Rita Eluwade is a program where only the controversial, forbidden and not to be spoken about in our marriages, families, churches, schools and communities are dissected and deliberated upon. Every second and fourth Tuesdays of the month at 7:15 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. UK time. On PRZ 109.2 FM London. Rita Eluwade is a Christian, wife and a mother of two. She's an author, motivational speaker, a mentor, sexual health advisor and a strong advocate for the rehabilitation of victims of human trafficking. She has a master's degree in refugee studies and community development. She believes that sharing true knowledge in the things we do, and showing the compassionate love of God is the way forward in our global world. So join her every second and fourth Tuesdays of the month at 7:15 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. UK time on PRZ 109.2 FM London, where she re-educate and re-empower God's people.